as I said, we're going to talk today about phrasal verbs, mastering phrasal verbs. And I think after this class, you guys are going to understand a lot about phrasal verbs, and that will help you to feel more confident speaking English. Okay, let me turn this off over here. Yes. Now, let me go back over here. So we are multi-streaming. And, okay, turn up the volume over here. Very good. Okay, let me already share with everyone. I need to share this here. So we are everywhere. We are on YouTube, we are on Instagram, and we are also on TikTok. We are everywhere. This class normally is just for our subscribers, but I'm going to give you guys a little bit of the taste of the class, okay? And if you like, you can subscribe to our channel, to our page, and then you're gonna be able to participate in live lessons with me. Okay, so let me already go over here. I don't have a way to share with you guys over here my slides, so we're just going to be talking over here. But in other platforms, I'm also sharing my slides. Okay, so as I said, we're going to talk today about, whoops, it's not this one here. We're going to talk today about phrasal verbs. Actually, it's not this one over here. Let me go again. Files. Let me go over here. Just 1 second. I need to go back over here and be able to share phrasal verbs over here. Okay, so I guess everyone is seeing the phrasal verbs. From Dubai, very good. Obrigada, Natália, sim, obrigada. I'm just make sure that is working over here. Let me just make sure that is working. I'm just by myself over here, guys. So, okay. Yes, let me see if I can share this screen over here. Okay, over here. Let me see. Am I sharing? Okay. Yes, I am. I'm doing great. Thank you from Dublin. Oh, wow, amazing. Yeah, I think I am already sharing it over here. Yes. You see if it is fine over here. Okay. Okay. Yes, I think it's happening over here. Oh, okay. From Morocco, very good. Nice having you all over here, guys. It's really nice seeing you here. Okay, this is what I needed. Okay, we're going to talk about phrasal verbs, and I already said that, I know, but I'm going to emphasize that it's about phrasal verbs. Okay, so but what are phrasal verbs? Phrasal verbs are those verbs, right, that have a particle. Let me turn over here. Particle over here. And the particle can be a preposition or an adverb. Okay, preposition or an adverb. Can also be combined. You can have both together. Okay, so it's what you have to keep in mind. Phrasal verbs are verbs that have a particle. And this particle can be a preposition or an adverb. For example, let me go over here. Here, phrasal verbs. Let's show over here. For example, look up. Look up, which is like to look up to somewhere, right? Or you can also say means to check, but the phrasal verb is going to mean to check. I'm going to show you guys a difference between when is a phrasal verb, when it's not a phrasal verb. So look up is a phrasal verb. You can see that up is a preposition of direction because it's telling you the direction. So look up. And you have here the verb plus a particle. Verb look, and up. Figure out is another phrasal verb. But off, another phrasal verb. And we also have start over, get off, and run into. Okay, very good. Let me go to the next one. And then let me go to the next one over here too. Next slide. As I said, phrasal verbs are verbs that have a particle, okay? And phrasal verbs are often idiomatic, okay? This means that they don't have to have the literal or actual meaning, okay? So you have to understand the context, okay? The situation. So it does not, they are often idiomatic. So you have to understand, you have to memorize them. You have to start using them as often as you can. And then you already know, oh, I'm actually using phrasal verbs. For example, this phrasal verb, look up. I looked up at the sky. I looked up at the sky. So if I tell you that this looked up at the sky, this one is not a phrasal verb, okay? Because the verb look means to use your eyes plus the preposition of direction up. It's asking you to, I looked up at sky, okay? So this is not a phrasal verb. I'm going to show you the difference between a phrasal verb and a normal phrase with a normal preposition, which is verb in preposition, because I want you guys to understand the difference, okay? So I looked up at the sky. Even though you're using a verb and a particle, in this case, the preposition up, preposition of direction, it doesn't mean that you are using a phrasal verb. As I said, phrasal verbs are often idiomatic, okay? Means that they don't have to have a literal meaning. Okay, now the second phrase over here, I looked up a word in my dictionary. Okay, I looked up a word in my dictionary. So what this phrase is a phrasal verb. Why? Why? Because it's idiomatic, right? So this looked up means to check, to verify, to go in your dictionary and open up and then check the word, okay, in your dictionary. So I looked up a word in my dictionary. Let's see another one over here. Now we're going to see the word put on, put on. Put on. I put the book on the table. I put the book on the table. So again, this put on here is not a phrasal verb, okay? Because the verb put means to place, okay, something. So in this case, I put the book on the table, okay? And then we have the on, which is also a preposition of place. On is showing you where you are putting the book on the table. So this is not a phrasal verb. But now let's see the next phrase. I put a sweater on, or I put on a sweater, which we are going to talk about phrasal verbs that you can keep together. Okay, that are phrasal verbs that you can, that they are separable or inseparable. So this put on is a phrasal verb that you can separate them, okay? So I put a sweater on, or I put on a sweater. I put on a sweater because in this case, put on a sweater means to add clothing. So you're put on a sweater, okay? So the first one, I put the book on the table. It's not a phrasal verb. And I put a sweater on, or I put on a sweater is a phrasal verb. It's a idiomatic, just showing that you are adding clothing, okay, to your body. Okay, let's see the next one over here. The phrasal verb here, call on, or the verb call plus the particle on. The verb call on, call on. Let's see, call on. She called the number on the card. She called the number on the card. And then the next phrase is, the teacher called on me in class, but I didn't know the answer. Okay, let's just see the first phrase, which is, she called the number on the card. This is not a phrasal verb. This call, the verb called plus a preposition there on, or the particle there on, it's not a phrasal verb, okay, because the verb call means to use the phone. So you already know it's what it means. It's not idiomatic. So it means to use the phone. And you have also the preposition here, preposition of place on the card. She called on the card. So if it is idiomatic, then you are going to see that is a phrasal verb. If it means what it means, you know, guys, it is not a phrasal verb. So in this case, she called, it means like just use the phone, okay? Now, the teacher called on me in class, but I didn't know the answer. In this case, called on here, this called on means to ask someone for an answer. So the teacher asked me in class for an answer, but I didn't know actually the answer. So she asked me something and I didn't know the answer. So she called on me. She called on me. This called on me is a phrasal verb that means to ask someone for an answer. Called on. Now let's see the next one, which is do over. Do over. Do over. Let me find over here. So do over. He did his workout over there. He did his workout over there. This phrase here, he did his workout over there, is not a phrasal verb again, because the verb do here, which is in the past, did, means to work, okay? And then we have the preposition over there showing where actually he worked out. It was over there. It is a preposition of direction, over. Oh, it's over there, over there. So it's not a phrasal verb. Now let's see the other phrase. After failing, they did the test over, okay? After failing, they did the test over. In this case, do over means to complete again. They are doing it again, completing again. So because they failed the test, so they have to do it again. They did over, do over. Okay, so it is a phrasal verb. Now, let's go to the next one over here. Okay, so now we are going to see a couple of phrasal verbs with 2 or more meanings, okay? Phrasal verbs with 2 or more meanings over here. We have the phrasal verb pick up. Okay, now we already know what is a phrasal verb, what is not a phrasal verb. So phrasal verb, it often is idiomatic, so it's not what actually looks like. Okay, so the phrasal verb here is pick up, which means to give someone a ride. One of the meanings, to give someone a ride. Here's the phrase: I picked up my mother from the airport. I picked up my mother from the airport. So that means you are giving your mother a ride, okay, from the airport. Also, pick up means to lift, okay, to lift. For example, I picked up the puppy and held it in my arms. Okay, I picked up. I forgot here the it, okay, guys? So I already see here the pronoun over here, it, I have to have over here, okay? So sorry about that, it's I held it. I picked up the puppy and I held it in my arms, okay? I held it in my arms, not I held in my arms. I held it in my arms, okay? So pick up can mean to give someone a ride or to lift, okay? Let's see the next one. The next one is going to be drop out. Drop out. Let me go over here to drop out. Drop out can mean to quit a class or program, to quit a class or program, or also can mean to fall out of a container. Let's see with the first meaning. She was in college, but she dropped out. She was in college, but she dropped out. So that means she quit a class, okay? The college, she stopped it going. She doesn't want to go anymore and she quit, okay? Now, the second one, to fall out of a container. He left his bag. So he left his bag open and his wallet dropped out. Dropped out. That means his wallet fell out, okay? So this is for drop out. Let's see another one over here. The phrasal verb break up. Break up. Phrasal verb break up over here. Break up means to stop something or also to end a relationship. For example, the teacher broke up the fight. The teacher broke up the fight. That means the teacher stopped them to fight. So stopped a fight, or the fight. In this case, it stopped the fight. Now, to end a relationship, my boyfriend and I broke up. So we ended relationship in this case. My boyfriend and I, so we ended the relationship. Okay, and then let's see the other one over here, which is take off. Take off. Let me also put over here, take off. Let me go over here, take off. Which means to remove clothing. I took off my jacket. I took off my jacket. So I removed my jacket. I took off my jacket. Or also, take off means to leave quickly. As soon as she heard the bad news, actually, I said she and he here. As soon as she heard the bad news, he took off. But in this case, as soon as he heard the bad news, she took off, okay? Or as soon as he heard the bad news, he took off. So it could be she, but it needs to be both. She and she heard the bad news, she took off. Or as soon as he heard the bad news, he took off. So another little mistake over there. Sorry about that. Okay, let's go to the next one. So take off, to remove clothing or to leave quickly. That's what you have to memorize, to understand. That has two meanings. Okay, now we are going to talk about phrasal verbs that are separable and also inseparable, okay? Those that they need to stick together, and some that you also can split them. So the first one here, take off, the phrasal verb take off, you can use them separately, okay? So I could say I took off my jacket, or I could say I took my jacket off. So it's up to you guys. If you like it to use one or the other, it's okay. I took off my jacket. I took my jacket off. I took off my jacket yesterday. I took my jacket off yesterday. Now, the other phrasal verb that you can also separate them is fill out. You could say, please fill out the form. Or you can also say, please fill the form. Oops, another little mistake of it. Please fill the form out. Okay. I will send this to you guys, to the subscribers. And then I will correct all these mistakes and then send it to you guys that are subscribers. The other phrasal verb that you can separate is the phrasal verb pick up. Okay, pick up. Did you pick up Thomas? Did you pick Thomas up? So you could use both. And I have got this question many times, because sometimes when we go to pick my son up at school, sometimes I say I'm going to pick I'm going to pick up my son up. I say I'm going to pick up my son at school, and sometimes I say I'm going to pick my son up at school. And it's just like when I'm talking, sometimes I just separate them. Sometimes I say this phrasal verb together and keep them together, but I also can separate. So you can say took off my jacket or took my jacket off. You can say fill out the form or fill the form out. You can say pick up. So your son, your daughter, did you pick up your, or I need to pick up my son, for example, or I need to pick my son up. So that's my stepdaughter. I need to pick up my stepdaughter at school, or I need to pick my stepdaughter up at school. So it's up to you. Now let's see the other one over here. Okay, this is the next slide. Here, these are inseparable, okay? This phrasal verb run into, there are others, but we are going just to talk about this phrasal verb run into. So run into, it's inseparable, okay? There is a way to memorize them, but it's for another live. So because it's more things to, it's like more advanced. So I don't want to talk about that right now, because it's like if the object is like if the direct object of a separate phrasal verb is a pronoun, it must come between the verb and the particle. If like the object nouns, you can never move a pronoun between the verb and the particle. In this case here, you can see that is the object nouns. And so I don't want to talk about this right now, but it's like there is a way. So why you can't separate them, why you can separate, why you can't do it, okay? So this is inseparable. We have to say, I ran into my old friend yesterday. So you cannot say, I ran my old friend into yesterday. So they are inseparable. They have to stick together. I run into means that you meet that person, you saw that person, and you wasn't expecting, then you just you ran into that person that you're not expecting. Okay, so now I said about inseparable. Now let's talk about separable. And the phrasal verb take off. You can separate this phrasal verb. You can say she took it off, or she took. No, actually you can't. Let me see over here. You can't. Yes, you can't. You see over here? She took it off. It's correct. You cannot say she took off it. You see the it over here, the object, which is, I can come here, guys, and explain this another time, but this cannot, okay? She took it off. It's correct. And she took off it. It cannot, because you can see that the direct object over here must come between the verb, and it cannot be after the verb. So took is the verb, and then the direct object is the it. Over here needs to be between, okay? Must be between, cannot be in the end. But I can explain this later, or you can also book a private lesson, and we go through all this long lesson about phrasal verbs. Okay. Let's go now to the next one. So this run into, just keep in mind, run into, you have to use them together. I run into my sister-in-law yesterday, for example. I ran into my sister-in-law yesterday. I always run into. Okay, let's now go to the next one, which we are going to already start doing a little bit of exercises over here. Okay, I want you guys to tell me, okay, which one is correct. If it is, the first one is correct or incorrect, actually, these phrases. Correct or incorrect, okay? Look it up in your dictionary. So what do you guys think it is? Is this correct or incorrect? Look it up in the dictionary. And then the second phrase, the teacher called the students on. The teacher called the students on. What do you think? Look it up in your dictionary, and the teacher called the students on. Okay. You guys can tell me, okay? And 5, 4, 3. Okay, so the first one, look it up in your dictionary, is correct, okay? And the second one is incorrect, okay? Because we say the teacher called on the students, okay? Remember, we said that called on means to ask a question, right? To ask for the answer of something, not a question, to ask for the answer of something. So, and then it's, you have to keep this phrasal verb together, called on, called on. The teacher called on the students. Okay? So now let's go here. For the next one is, we are almost done. The next one, another one. Oh yeah, so look it up in the dictionary, is correct, and the teachers called on, the called the students on is incorrect because it should be called on, okay? The teacher called on the students. Now let's rewrite this sentence over here. Let's rewrite. Over here. I saw my ex-boyfriend at the mall. Now I want you to change, to replace the verb over here, this verb saw, the verb saw, to a phrasal verb. Instead of I saw my ex-boyfriend at the mall, you are going to use, you're going to say, let me put over here and over here. Let me find over here. 1 second, it's giving a little problems over here. It would be, I ran into him at the mall. I ran into him at the mall. We are with little problems over here. I ran into him at the mall. What should we do when we see our ex at the mall? Maybe throw a banana peel. No, then he would fall. No. Called on the students is fine, yeah. I don't know. I actually would just go in the other direction. Throw a watermelon, that is good. Throw a watermelon. Oh, okay. Oh, you went to a different one. Yes. Throw, I like that. Throw a watermelon when you see your ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend at the mall. So you'd say, I ran into him at the mall. You could say, I saw him, but then if you want to use a phrasal verb, you say, I ran into him at the mall. Okay, now let's, this is a bonus, okay, guys? Let's talk about also the phrasal verbs, fill in, fill out, and fill up, okay? Because we use this all the time when you are throwing a watermelon. Ah, Guilherme. Okay, so fill in means to write information into the blanks or in a form, okay? And then fill out means to complete a form, words or sentences. So fill out, to complete a form. And then fill up, to put gas in a vehicle, okay? So when you are putting a gas, you'd say, I'm filling up the tank, I'm filling up the gas. So it's up to you, but it's fill up, not fill out, not fill in, fill up, which means to put gas in the vehicle. Okay, and then let me get the other one over here, which would be, now that you know what is fill in, fill out, and fill up, let's see this one here. This is the phrase, and which, what should we use over here? Let's write down in the comments in, out, or up for this one. Make sure you fill, so it's in, out, or up. Make sure you fill blank all the blanks on the application. All the blanks on the application. Make sure you fill in, out, or up. Remember, this is a form, right? All to fill the blanks is fill, what do you think? In, out, or up? Fill in, out, or up. It's make sure you fill. Let me see here. Yes, very good. Make sure you fill. Very good. Fill in. Yes. Yeah, Leia said correct. Fill in. In. Sarah here. Yeah, Sophia. Very good. Fill in. Very good. Fill in. So when we, let me just go back over here. Fill in means to write information, okay, into the blanks on a form, into the blanks on a form. So you have a form and it has blank gaps. So you're going to fill in all the blanks with your name. You're going to write your name, your information there. Fill in the form, okay? Fill in all the blanks. Now, let me put over here is fill in over here. And the next one over here, can you fill my car with regular, please? Regular, please. You could say just regular. I don't need. Yes, it means regular. Can you fill my car with regular, like regular gas, please? So what do you think? In, out, or up? Yes, I already see a lot of people here saying up, up, up. Okay, let's see. Who else? Up. So the best way to memorize this is like when you are doing this like action, right? You think about, oh, I'm feeling up. I'm filling up my car with regular, with like gas, with regular, please, in this case, with regular, up. You fill up, because that means you pull gas in your vehicle. Up. Very good. Very good, good. Sarah again, very good. Now, many people saying up. And yes. Can you fill up my car with regular, please? And remember, in the United States, people have to fill up their car themselves, okay? Because just 2 states, I don't know exactly here, but I know that New Jersey is one place that you have employees to do that. And another one that I don't recall right now, but New Jersey, I know that they have employees to fill up your car. But other place, you have to fill up your car by yourself. Okay. Let me see the other one over here, which is gonna be just a bonus over here, guys. This one over here. So this form needs to be filled blank by Monday. This form needs to be filled by Monday. So what do you think? Up, out, or in? In or in, out, up? In, out, up. So let me see over here. What do you guys? Yeah. Okay, you guys are saying. Let me see what else. Fill. This form needs to be filled out. Very good. Yes, that's correct. Fill out. Fill out. And if we go back again to the, which is over here, that I don't know. Fill in to write information into the blanks on a form. Fill out, to complete a form, like to complete, to just a form with words or sentences. And fill up is to put gas in a vehicle. So in this case, it's going to be filled out. So this form needs to be filled out by Monday. Filled out. Very good. So a lot of people here. Sarah, it's okay. You don't know this right now. It's okay. We can, you're going to understand this later. Okay, Sarah, don't. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I see. Oh, no, you're going to understand this. Fill out. A lot of people here. Leah said out. Yes, Sarah. I know that. Elena. Yes. Very good. Let me see the next two. Oops, actually, that's it, guys. We finished it. And remember to find what motivates you to learn English, okay? Because it is important. It's not just, oh, I need to learn this grammar, or what motivates you to learn English is essential, because this will make you to feel your journey, your English journey, to be easier, you know, and more fun, enjoyable. Because if you don't have a reason to learn, not just English, but any other language, you can't reach your goals. You have to have a reason to learn English, okay? Or any other language. And again, so I always say that it's not about, you don't need to be perfect, because we are humans, human beings, so we make mistakes. It's something that is part of our growth as people, right? As a person. And even if you make mistakes when you are speaking English, so don't let that put you down, okay? Just continue your conversation, you know, and this way you will eventually, oh gosh, I was saying that wrong. That is the right, but you communicate. So communication is what matters here, okay? It's not to be perfect, saying everything right or knowing all the grammar. No, that's not the goal. The goal is to communicate, okay? To share your thoughts, to share who you are to another person in English, of course. And it doesn't matter if you used the wrong preposition or the wrong phrase, if you guys understood each other. So that is the goal. Okay, and I'm telling you, I make a lot of mistakes, but I'm always improving, you know, and I'm always learning with you guys. I'm always getting better. That's the goal, okay? And again, learning English opens doors to new opportunities, and you're gonna have a better job. You can travel, you know, so it opens doors to new opportunities. And don't stop when you are tired, okay? Stop when you are done. Because sometimes, oh, I'm tired. No, but I'm not done. I need to feel more confident in speaking English, so I'm not done. Or I'm done now. So don't stop when you're tired. Just stop when you're done. Okay? And the last one that I love it's about immersion, not perfection. As I said, you don't need to be perfect speaking English. You just need to communicate, okay, effectively. So that's it for today, and I'll come back here next week with another subject. This about phrasal verbs is something that it's really complex. So I have many lessons about phrasal verbs. So this is what I wanted to show you guys today, to share with you guys. And but I'll come back here. And remember, if you want to be part of this community, just subscribe, okay, to this page, and you're going to get live lessons every week, okay? So I want just to say thank you all for being here, and it's about immersion, not perfection. Bye, guys. Let me see over here. It's about immersion, not perfection, which is this one here, that I like it, and I'll come back here soon.